Spider-Man, Spider-Man, do 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 do. Spider-Man. Hey guys, so I went and saw The Amazing Spider-Man at the weekend, and I have to say, amazing is pretty much the word I'd use to describe it. And compared to Sam Raimi's version, it was just so much better. Better casting, better shot quality, better graphics, and pretty much just a whole lot more fun to watch. The new Spider-Man! So Andrew Garfield plays the new Spider-Man. He's not really a very well-known actor, but for this, he just hits the nail right on the head with this one. I mean, he's just so much better at playing Spider-Man and Peter Parker. It's mainly to do with the fact that he just seems much more realistic, and he seems like an actual teenager. Not like with Tobey Maguire, who is probably more of like a 20-year-old for the role. I mean, in this one, he's just like a typical teenager at this sort of time would actually be. He has mood swings, sarcasm everywhere. Everywhere! And he skateboards, which is just cool. And it's with these attributes that makes Peter Parker much easier to connect with emotionally, because every teenager can sort of relate to the sort of things he's going through, and even the adults who watch the film probably will be like, "Oh, well, I did that when I was that age, I was a bit of a moody bastard." The problem with Tobey Maguire's portrayal of Peter Parker is that he's just a little bit of a wimp. In the first Spider-Man film, he was proper weedy, and he didn't really have that much confidence in him. He was just really more of an emo kid. The difference now is that this Peter Parker stands up for himself more. He's more confident in himself. Maybe a little bit arrogant, but that's always a good thing to have when you're getting bullied in school. And it's not just his personality that's a lot better. His physical appearance is sort of more logical, I guess. I mean, he's a lot taller and slimmer, which makes him almost kind of spider-like himself, really. Plus, Spider-Man's supposed to be more of, like an acrobat more than just a stand-up bruiser. The story! Now, I have to say, I admit I did not read the comic books when I was younger. Yeah, okay, slap me around saying, "Oh, you don't know much about Spider-Man, so you don't know the comic books." Quit your jibber-jabber, fool! I watched the cartoons on TV. I mean, that was one of my favourite cartoon shows of all time. As a 6-year-old, The Amazing Spider-Man. So it was good to see Spider-Man have the old classic web shooter gadget on his wrist, which is from the cartoons, and I should imagine probably from the comic books as well. So it's good that it's proper stuck to its roots. If a film's based on a video game or a book or a play or something, I like it if the film has references to the original media, if you will. Even though some of the storyline might be a little bit predictable, because it had kind of the whole, nerdy kid gets picked on at school, gets bitten by a radioactive spider, turns into Spider-Man, confidence grows, then there's an ironic tragedy somewhere, which there is. But to be fair, I really didn't care. I was just too busy enjoying the film that I didn't really notice all that much how predictable the storyline was. I was just so pumped to see it. And there are even some elements of Sam Raimi's version there as well, which is a nice little touch there. So despite the very minor criticism, the whole remaking Spider-Man thing is kind of like a breath of fresh air, really. I mean, it makes people more excited to see it if they've got a new cast and that sort of thing. And it'll make people fall in love with Spider-Man all over again, which I kind of did. The technical stuff. The Amazing Spider-Man was filmed using a camera called Red Epic, which is one of the best HD camera equipment that you can buy. And this just makes the pictures pin sharp, crisp, and very, very well presented, and just sort of makes for an awesome viewing experience, really. I was tempted to go and see it in 3D, but not really a fan of 3D films that have been converted into 3D, simply because ever since watching Avatar, 3D conversions just aren't that great. There are even some nice little points of view shots from when Spider-Man's swinging through the city, and you can see his hands sort of doing that kind of action, which puts you right in Spider-Man's head, which I really like. I like that sort of thing. I like to be the hero. The music. The soundtrack was composed by James Horner. Now, James Horner is responsible for one of my all-time favourite classical soundtracks of all time, Braveheart. It was just so well composed. It gave the right amount of atmosphere, it created the right amount of tension, especially in one of the scenes where, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, Gwen Stacy is hiding from Lizardman in Oscorp with the cure for the mutating lizard disease thing. It's not very nice. It sort of builds up and then there's the silence and all you can hear is Lizardman's steps and breathing. And all of a sudden, he's like, and it kind of made me jump. I don't get scared that easy anymore. If there's one criticism of this film, it would be that there is no link between the Avengers films and Spider-Man. Since in the comic book, Spider-Man is part of the Avengers. Damn you, Disney, for taking over Marvel! You evil son of a... But you know, you can't always win. So the final verdict for The Amazing Spider-Man is that it's lots of fun to watch, a fresh new approach to the origins of Spider-Man and Peter Parker, since it really goes back to the roots of the story. Elements from the cartoons and comic books, and Andrew Garfield was perfect for the role. So great casting there by Mr. Mark Webb. Can you see what they did there? The Amazing Spider-Man, Mark Webb. I thought it was funny. I hope you enjoyed my little independent review here, and the next film review you'll be able to expect from this channel will be for The Dark Knight Rises, and that's the film I've been waiting ever since The Dark Knight to come out, and to see Catwoman. So yeah, do the usual. I've written about this film on my blog as well. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter for the latest updates for any videos, and please subscribe if you want to see more.